NHK cameras are on the front lines of Japan's coronavirus fight. They offer a glimpse of the people rushing to prevent the medical system from collapse. It is a critical moment in time. There is a real danger of an explosive spread of the virus.
My name's Daniel and you're watching Hiking and Survival in Japan, and welcome back to one of my daily blogs from Cocooning in place. As you can see, not much going on in the park today. Actually, it's pretty empty. There is lots of people playing on the swings and riding their bikes the far side.
How can we go back to the life we knew while protecting ourselves?
Today's a bit of a strange day. My kids, yesterday my daughter went back to school for 1 hour to meet their new teacher and to collect their textbooks for the year. My son went back today and came home.
How long will they remain closed? People across the country are looking at ways to reopen them safely.
The schools have done out homework for them to do for the following few weeks, and have done a beautiful kind of agenda for them as well. So hopefully they're basically doing homeschooling by themselves. So that's got them sorted out for the next few days.
やっぱ私たちが発想を変えていかないといけない部分はある。でもだから子供のために何ができるのかっていうとこですよね。
As for what's happening in Japan, actually yesterday I had to go to hospital. I have a kind of a lump. I don't know if people have noticed a kind of lump appearing here in my eye. Nothing to worry about. I'd been to my local doctor who then suggested that I get an MRI done. So yesterday was a big journey into the belly of the beast and to get an MRI done.
NHK conducted an emergency survey of 1,000 doctors across the country, and many of the answers were cries for help.
Which basically meant getting 2 buses to this hospital. And as there isn't as many people on the roads, on the streets, as there usually is, the traffic is still there. Car traffic, that hasn't cut down at all. And on the buses themselves, people are minding where they're sitting and trying to open the windows as best they could. We were surprised when we got on the first bus because none of the windows were open. So that was the first thing we did, was make sure we sat in a well ventilated area of the bus, so we got a good airflow through. And we had masks and our glasses on, and we had our gloves in our hands as well, just to make sure, and had plenty of hand sanitizer with us, and did our best to get to the hospital. Luckily the hospital just specialises in eye patients. It's just an eye clinic, so there wasn't that many people there, luckily, and they're taking all the precautions that they can at the hospital.
If an in-house infection occurs, our hospital will go bankrupt. We can't create infection zones. We're short of masks and gowns. It's getting harder to even see outpatients.
So we were very, very lucky in seeing very, very quickly, and got everything done in the one day, which was really nice. But it has been an eye-opener on to see how that Japanese people are not social distancing. And as you've probably seen from the bits that I'm putting in, the hospitals are screaming out here for people to do more social distancing and more self-isolation, because really Japan is on the precipice of tipping off into a New York City style situation.
This designated medical institution has been accepting patients since January, when the first infection was confirmed in Tokyo. But they say they've already reached their limit.
もはやうちの病院のベッドももう感染症の患者さん用のベッドももうほぼ満床がずっと続いている状況なので。
And we're not going to be able to cope with it. That's the honest truth. We don't have enough hospitals to deal with these people because the way the medical system here has been designed, it's not designed for mass casualties. We have plenty of small clinics to look after the sick, but we don't have enough government-run hospitals to look after massive amount of quarantine people. The hospitals have been turning around and say, yes, we can deal with the corona patients, but we can't quarantine areas of the hospitals because the hospitals are too small. That's basically it, because they're just clinics. A lot of them are just clinics. One hospital here in Hyogo has basically stopped taking all patients because they can't deal with it. And so that is a dangerous situation that's appearing at the moment. The Osaka government has put into place that all nightclubs and karaoke bars and cinemas have to close. Now, why they weren't closed in the first place, don't ask me. I can't get it through my head what's going on here in Japan, and I'm living here. Okay, basically the governments have been going around, and as I said, and given advisories, but nowhere is listening to the advisories. Like yesterday, we passed 4 pachinko parlors, and if you don't know what a pachinko parlor is, it's a kind of a games arcade for adults where they put little silver balls into a machine and they can win coupons, which then they can transfer into money or prizes. Out of the 4, 1 of them was closed. The others were still open and running, and literally their games machines right beside each other. People are just packed in, putting stuff in. Now, there wasn't as many people in as there usually is, but they're still open. And if they're open, people are going to go inside. And basically they're death traps at this stage. So it is a point where the Japanese people have not realized how serious this whole thing is and how deadly it is. And so, yes, the game continues. That's really it for my report. I don't have much more to say. You know, it's funny how people are backtracking on what they previously said at the beginning of the month or the beginning of last month. And now in America, everyone's trying to make masks because they finally realized that masks are going to save lives. Even though the so-called specialists say that they won't. And as I keep reminding people, we haven't had an epidemic or pandemic like this in our generation. And so all these so-called experts are not experts at all. They're making educated guesses on what they've learnt. And to be honest with you, they're in the dark as much as we are. And we're only listening to them because they have letters after their names. And that's really it. Get out there, do your research, see many different reports, and then add up all the pros and you'll find out what the truth is. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just listening to everyone and everything, making my lists and seeing what all adds up together. That must be the truth. Okay, and the truth is this. I probably said this in many of my other videos, and I'll say it again in all my videos if it comes down to it. This virus hits everyone in different ways. Some people get sick, some people don't get sick, some people are carriers. That's the nature of the beast. The weak among us get it worse, some of us then die. But at the end of the day, we're all going to catch it. How it affects us is up to ourselves and our immune system. Stressing out about it does not help our immune system. Stressing out about it actually weakens our immune system, and then you're more prone to it. So the best thing is not be stressed out. Just do the best you can and then live with it. That's really it. I remember when I was doing my mountaineering course, or it was actually advanced navigation and stuff, and somebody said to me, if you're going to be a leader of a group, listen to everyone's opinion and then make your own, even if it's wrong. And it turns out to be wrong. Own up to it. And that's what this situation is here. Just to do the best you can and deal with the consequences. Because that's all we can do. Okay, we can't name and shame and blame you. Everyone has to do their own part in this. And we'll see how the outcome is. As I said before, only history and time will tell. what happens with this.
The battle against the new coronavirus is turning into a long one. We consider the issues at hand and speak to experts about how to overcome the crisis.
But this is not going to be over quickly, okay? If you do any type of research, you'll find that this is going to happen in 3 stages. We're already near the end of stage 1, which is the spread and the trying to prevent it. Stage 2 will be where we're in totally prevention mode and a vaccine has been issued. That's going to take at least another year and a half before that gets underway, okay? Even with the world's resources, because nobody's cooperating, and I mean nobody's cooperating. Countries are not really cooperating with each other. Everyone's been left to their own devices, which means then this is not going to be sorted out very quickly. Stage 3 is where we're living with it, where a vaccine has been issued, and this is going to be a common occurrence. If you think about it, we had SARS a few years ago, and that's still going around, okay? Don't think that it's not, it is. MERS was another one. That's still going around, and it flares up every now and again in different places. And those of us who've not had it before or have not been vaccinated for it will get it and deal with it. Some die, some don't. Those reports never come out. And C-19 is going to be the exact same. Okay, years down the line, it's still going to come up. I'm still going to have it round. It's not going to disappear. Okay, and this is stuff that they're not telling people. And stuff that you have to realise, that we're going to be living this for the rest of our lives. People who have had it, they will be affected for the rest of their lives. If you just look back home in my home country of Ireland, we had the leader of Sinn Féin. She caught it, got over it, but now I think she has other lung problems because of it, and she's been treated for that now as well. And that's what this disease does. Basically, it affects you in many ways and creates other problems that are going to be long lasting. Most people die of pneumonia or pleurisy because of what it does to their lungs. You know, that's how the disease kills you. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Getting back to what are my family doing? Well, luckily my wife's parents have finally done the self-isolation. We do go and check on them. If we do check on them, there is a whole rigorous routine that we go through of cleaning ourselves, going in and still wearing masks, and then sitting at other opposite ends of the room while we talk and chat and have coffee. Because even though you're having elderly people self-isolate or cocooning, please do check on them. Please do call them up. Do tap on their windows, looking to see how they are. Leave grocery packets for them if you can. Okay. Isolation affects everybody in different ways. Some of us are social people, some of us are antisocial, some of us are in between. I'm kind of in between, I'll be honest with you. I can either socialize or be antisocial. So for me, quarantining or cocooning doesn't affect me too much, but there are others out there who are very party animals and like to be around people and like to be out and about, and this is driving them nuts. Okay, and that's why a lot of people are starting to suffer some depression. I know I turn around and say, like, this is probably day 8 now of our supposedly emergency lockdown here in Japan. But we've already been doing this since the beginning of March. This all for us started at the beginning of March, the end of February. And so for my family, we've been kind of self-isolating and not going out unless we have to or work demands it. And so for us, it's more than that. But we're coping. Luckily, as a family, we get on pretty well. Yes, there's moments when you have kids that they drive you nuts, but again, in any normal situation, kids can drive you nuts anyway. And so you have your high spots and your low spots, and you just get through it, okay? And when you get to those high spots, you enjoy it more. Okay, hug the people you're with, and you know, let them know that everything's okay and that you're there for them. When you get to the low points, that's when everything that you've done during the high points helps you with the low points, and people either give you your space or just let you get on with it and then remind you they're still there. Okay, but the weather's picking up. We have high pollen counts now because the hay season is in, which means we all get itchy eyes and runny noses, and we're sneezing and coughing, which is the reason why normally Japanese people wear masks at this time of year anyway. But it doesn't help when somebody sneezes, because everyone then is staring at you kind of going, are they infected? And because of getting itchy eyes, then you're trying not to rub your eyes, because that's the one thing you're not supposed to do, is touch your face. So it's getting a harder time for everybody. Okay, but I'm going to cut this short. As I said, I don't want to make these videos too long. There is a lovely demonstration on how to wear a mask and how not to wear a mask at the end of this video, done by the NHK TV company here in Japan as an educational purposes. Please watch it for all of you out there. Just go let you know that, listen, all those doctors out there who say, oh, don't wear the masks because you won't wear them properly. You wouldn't know how to drive unless somebody shows you how to do it. So, watch the video, see what the right and wrong ways of doing it is, and then you're educated. So those specialists can't tell you, nobody told you what to do. Okay? Because even they make mistakes. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please check out my other videos. Hopefully, when all this is over, we get back to doing some of our normal videos. But until then, be prepared and keep safe, and we'll see you on the flip side.
他の人にうつさないために大切なマスク、その使い方と再利用の方法です。こんなつけ方はダメです。ウイルスがついているかもしれないので、マスク部分に触れた手で鼻や口に触れない。そのままポケットに入れない。使い終わったらゴムを持って取り、そのままゴミ箱へ。でも今、使い捨てマスクは手に入りにくくなっています。やむを得ず再利用する場合は、内側にガーゼを入れて取り替えて使うといいそうです。自分が感染するのを防ぐには、マスクだけでは限界があります。手洗いもしっかりしましょう。